Dear Dilma and the people of Brazil, we need to make this world better, not this world worse. For our country Brazil, this government is a curse. They put our economy in a hearse. But this poem or rap gets worse for you, Dilma, after every verse. You let this poor country rot. I hope Brazil can rise from this government's economic grave. People of Brazil, united we stand, hand in hand, and take it to the streets, spread this word around, this is no small feat. People of Brazil deserve democracy. People of Brazil deserve rights. People of Brazil deserve not to be hit with a huge economic bill just for turning on a light. People of Brazil deserve better than a government filled with lies and cheats, who have made this country an economic deadbeat. People of Brazil deserve better than this, where life can be bliss, where people can be free to do as they please, where people can get high-powered jobs for not doing wrong, where people of Brazil can get rich and not stuck in an economic ditch for life. People of Brazil, we must make this right. We must take it to the streets and show them our fleet. People of Brazil, now is your time. You will be fine if you don't believe your government's lies. I've been to Brazil to see my ex-wife, and my God, I'm happy I didn't try to make a life in Brazil, where the streets are a thrill, with children carrying guns with a license to kill. It wasn't the balmy tropical paradise with people trying to please me in the sloths. It was overcrowded and run down, graffiti everywhere I couldn't help but stare, and the air so smoggy I left with a cough. The streets overcrowded and filled with thieves and robbers and worse. Men with rape eyes and poor women I wouldn't even put as a class of citizen, as clearly men here rule the earth. I'm sorry, but I couldn't live here, where you can't go out as a female after the light of day. These memories will haunt me, come what may. I had to grab a hold of my ex-mother-in-law's hand to make sure that this is where I stand. With half the people around me begging left, right and centre, I swear this is third world if I didn't know any better. Dear Dilma, how can you show people of the earth this is Brazil and not be a mirth? Not even the Olympic Games will make it better, as it takes more than a small jab of money to hide this bad economical weather. It's not even the economy, it's the environment too, and how the people live. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't feel right here to raise a kid. You let this poor country rot. I hope that Brazil can rise from this government's economic grave, and I'll say it again. People of Brazil, united we stand, hand in hand, and take it to the streets. Spread this word around, this is no small feat. People of Brazil deserve democracy. People of Brazil deserve rights. People of Brazil not to be hit with a huge economic bill just for turning on a light. People of Brazil deserve better than a government filled with lies and cheats, who have made this country an economic deadbeat. People of Brazil deserve better than this, where life can be bliss, where people can be free to do as they please, where people of Brazil can get high-powered jobs and not for doing wrong, where people of Brazil can get rich and not stuck in an economic ditch for life. People of Brazil, we must make this right. We must take it to the streets and show them our fleet. People of Brazil, now this is your time. You will all be fine if you don't believe your government's lies. Where the poor get poorer and the rich get richer get more rich. I'm sorry, but no one should live in a ditch. Let alone an entire town of people on a hill, people running around with guns and knives, selling drugs, is just all part of the everyday meal. Here's the part where it has to get better, where you, the people, we are all in this together. Brazil has got a high GPD, but people need to spend more money to make this economy more free. So the middle class and rich may have to spend, so the poor they can mend. Investors in Brazil need to invest back, because faith in the economy is what this country lacks. Overseas investors will do as they please, but Dilma, you have the world's best exports: iron, ore, oil, soybeans, corn, and more. And China, to save you shouldn't count as an economic score. You have the world's best beef, and that's no small feat. You have agriculture and more to help your country's poor economic score. Dear Dilma, Forbes is saying it's going to get worse. Your whole country will end up in an economic hearse. The poor are already covered in grime and grot, while the rich or the middle class have a lot. When in Brazil, it took all my strength and all my might not to run back to the airport in the middle of the night. But let's face it, I'd be raped and murdered, and probably worse. This country is driving in the standard of living hearse. And I have seen how the poor live. How could you cut family funding and not give? With no money to spend on your poor fellas, I'm amazed the entire country isn't a giant favela. This isn't a democracy, this is a joke. At least Hitler's country wasn't flat broke. Although government of favela is a good try to explain the impeachment, the numerous bribes, and of course all the upcoming lies. It's not going to get better, it's going to get worse. You the people have to stand up and beat this curse. Taxes need to get lowered and inflation dropped. Maybe then you won't get lawn mowed in the next election box. No one seems to do anything to help, so here's a hint from the young blonde Australian that feels she's part Brazilian. Because while my government isn't perfect, at least I can go out and make money to have fun. I may be poor in Australia, but at least I'm not hungry or starving on the streets, unlike the people of Brazil, up on that hill, while Dilma and her friends eat all the meat. We here in Brazil are in recession so deep we can barely afford to keep shoes on our feet. This outrageous economic depression should be a life lesson. Hey Dilma, our country is going broke, this is no joke. The people of Brazil we have spoke, and we want you out the door. We have said it before. You have ruined Brazil to the core by raising taxes and cutting government spending that even the four big banks are fretting. With a country like this with a high GPD, even I know cutting spending and rising taxes is nowhere to be free. So here's an idea before it's too late to save your economic fate. Don't fight the impeachment, let the country be free, or as much as it can be. Or try to help the poor, not the rich, and try to close in on that economic ditch. And try to not only invest in Brazil, but try to help the people standing on the hill. So children aren't running around throwing knives, where stick-ups and robberies don't happen every day and night, much to people's delight. Try to raise standards of living where people are proud to be in Brazil, instead of fleeing here to Australia or America or worse. We don't have an economic refugee in our country's verse. Impeachment or not, you let this country rot. I hope Brazil can rise from this government's economic grave, and I'll say it again. People of Brazil united we stand, hand in hand. Take it to the streets, spread the word around, this is no small feat. People of Brazil deserve democracy. People of Brazil deserve rights. People of Brazil deserve not to be hit with a huge economic bill just for turning on a light. People of Brazil deserve better than a government filled with lies and cheats, who have made this country an economic deadbeat. People of Brazil deserve better than this, where life can be bliss, where people can be free to do as they please, where people can get high-powered jobs for not doing wrong, where people of Brazil can get rich and not stuck in an economic ditch for life. People of Brazil, we must make this right. We must take it to the streets and show them our fleet. People of Brazil, now is your time. You'll all be fine if you don't believe the government's lies.